Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I contacted Tammy from Color Cascade Fabrics and said, look, I want to do a comparison of one color of dye on many different fabrics to give people an idea of what it looks like on linen versus Aida versus even weave. She had remnant cuts that I went and picked a color, and she dyed me 16 different pieces of fabric. I think I wound up, when I looked and decided what they were, it wound up being 13 or 14 different ones. So I'm going to try to show you as accurately as I can how one color looks different on Aida versus even weave versus linen. So this color is Wicked Garden by Color Cascade, by the way. So 14 count Aida, 16 count Aida, and then she also had 18 and 20. Now, it looks pretty similar on all of the Aida. Only except I want to say the 18 and 20 count Aida, it looks like it dyed a little bit darker, if you can see that. And you have to remember, with hand-dyed fabric, you're going to have shrinkage. Like, this might be more like a 22 count. But I love hand-dyed Aida because, for me, the colors don't seem to be as mottled. I don't love the bright splotches like on linen. So let me just leave up the 14 count Aida. Oh, and she also did a 14 count opal. Opalescent Aida is beautiful. So there's that. And that seems to dye pretty much the same. The opal Aida is much stiffer to feel it. So there's that. Okay, next I have a 28 count Joblin. I'm going to pull that Aida off for a second. 28 count Joblin. And then a 32 count. Now, what I have found, because I have bought both of these counts of fabric in the past, dye takes darker on 28 count Joblin. If you can see, the purple, it's a little bit darker than it is on this one. So, yes, darker and then lighter. So, compared to, I have a bunch of Lugana here. This is going to be actually a pretty quick video. It's not going to be that long. Okay. Now, I'm going to put up, well, let me show you the Lugana first. So that's 25 count and then 32 count. 32 count Lugana, I really do not like to stitch on. I don't know if you can tell, but this is really, this feels almost like a cloth. Like the holes wind up, it winds up being so tight to stitch on that I don't like it. So there's those two. Now, to compare Aida to Joblin and then to Lugana, I really love how dye takes, and do I have a 28 count? I do. I have an opal. I really love how dye takes on 28 count Lugana, because just my personal preference, it's lighter. It is not, like I said, as mottled. You're going to get, but it also, the colors work, in my opinion, really, really beautifully on 14 count Aida, any color. But yeah, you can see there is a difference. Okay. So let's compare. Now here is, I have some opal ones, but okay, here's a 28 count opal Lugana. And then a 20 count 20 count, that you can really see the holes in that. I actually really like that. I've never stitched on 20 count, but looking at it, yeah. And they look pretty similar in my opinion. This reminds me more of Ada though. Let me put the Ada back up there. I mean, even that looks different. This is much darker, but just the way that the colors kind of blended together. Yeah. Okay, so there's those two, Opal Lugana. And then I also have a piece of 28 count Opal Cashel. So linen. You can see how dark that is. Let me put up a piece. Let me put up the 32 count Joblin. Yeah, look how much lighter that is on even weave than it is on linen. And this is probably the biggest difference with hand-dyed fabrics, is that linen, much, much darker. So I'm guessing the weave is much more absorbent of the color. And then let me put, that's the Ada. So yeah, there are distinct differences in all three of those. The last fabric that I have is a 32 count Belfast, and I'm going to put that up against the 28 count. This is dark too. Again, linen. So, let me put up a linen. I'm going to put up an Ada, an even weave, and a linen. So that, you know, it almost looks like it's 3 different colors of hand-dyed fabric. But it is not. So, Ada, even weave, linen. Keep that in mind when you guys are ordering hand-dyed fabric. Your fabric is not always going to look like the pictures on the website. I think most of the time, and you know, don't quote me directly on this, but I think most of the time the scans that people do, unless if they don't say it, it's on linen. When you see those really dark fabrics, it's linen. So, I hope this helped a little bit to give you guys some insight on what one color looks like between all these different fabrics. Thank you to Tammy at Color Cascade for doing this for me. She has some great fabrics. All of these hand-dyed fabric companies that I've bought from are amazing. So, if you have any questions, as always, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.